Okay, folks, how you doing? Coach Neil back again, and this is the first live in a while. I've been posting a lot of videos lately, but I've been pulling those out of the archives and posting them up. All right, so I'm getting back into the lives now. All right, I've quite possibly got the worst front-facing camera in the world, so forgive the quality, but none of my videos are high production quality because I don't give a shit. Maybe in the future I will, but I give content. I give life-changing information. I'm not a videographer. All right. Anyway, the other day I posted one of my vids that said the 3 root causes of all illness and disease, and I missed out something. All right, so I'm here to correct that. It wasn't an error. I mean, I just forget stuff sometimes. You know what I mean? Someone pointed it out to me, so thank you, mate, for pointing that out. And I didn't talk about parasites. All right, now parasites are evil little critters. All right, so when I was the other day referring to the root causes, said toxicity, deficiency, and psychology. Well, parasites are something that falls into 2 of those categories: toxicity and deficiency. All right, and I didn't even mention them the other day, so I apologise for that. All right, now parasites are bad, very bad, particularly in this day and age. Actually, we seem to be getting a lot more parasitic infections. I mean, the most fatal, dangerous one would be malaria. All right, but your worm type ones, you take worms, ringworms, all that sort of stuff. They are the more common, and they live generally in the they live in the intestines, GI, gastrointestinal tract. All right, they're your most common sort of intestinal parasites. And then you've got your protozoa, which are the ones that can get into you from bites and stuff like that, which actually burrow themselves into the cells within the body, and they're fucking little buggers as well. All right, so bottom line is parasites wreak havoc on the body, absolute havoc. Okay, because they, number one, they give off toxins within the body, right? So they are a toxicity of their own. And number two, they steal your micronutrients. That's how they survive. They live off of you, the host. They steal your nutrition. They steal your food. They steal your fucking, they steal the stuff that you're putting in to try and feed and fuel yourself. They steal it. All right, so they are a combined toxicity and a deficiency. All right, they give off toxins within the body, making you sick, and they steal your nutrition, creating a deficiency, or a greater deficiency than what you would have already had. All right, so they're very, very bad parasites. Okay, now, and also, sorry, so the other thing I wanted to mention is they're particularly prevalent in cancer sufferers. All right, so what we've found, what I've found personally, what's been studied is that many cancer sufferers will find they've got parasites when they dive into diagnostics of their body. Once they've been sort of diagnosed with cancer and they go deeper into further diagnostics, they'll often find they've got parasites. All right, my mum had parasites for a number of years before we even knew she had cancer, and she was very sick. And I mean, she travelled a lot through Asia back in those days, China as well, particularly. And so it's no surprise that she ended up with parasitic infection. All right, but we didn't know that at the time, and we had to treat the parasites before we could treat the cancer. All right, so basically, if someone is chronically ill, they should definitely, throughout the diagnostics to try to determine what the problem is with them, be tested for parasites, okay? Because quite probable, there'll be some sort of underlying parasitic infection, which is contributing to that chronic illness or disease. All right, so basically, if you are, very sick, very ill, and you're not sure what, I mean, you may have a diagnosis, but you may still not be quite sure what exactly is going on, definitely get a parasite test. All right. And also, in my experience, just do a parasite cleanse. If you are sick, if you are chronically ill, if you're suffering from any disease or chronic illness, or if you're just sick and you're not sure why, just don't quite feel right, then I would recommend, number one, parasite test. Number two, parasite cleanse. Okay, I give a parasite cleanse, which is actually part of the initial protocol I give all my healing clients to my clients. All right, so that's one of the things we'll do in the first 2 to 4 weeks of a healing protocol or healing program is a deep detoxification of the body plus a cleanse, and included in that will be some form of parasite cleanse as well. All right. Now, if you have actual parasites that you've been tested for and found, then you want to do a full parasite cleanse, which is generally at least a 6-week program. Okay, because generally the life cycle in terms of the eggs being laid and hatching is about 6 weeks for most intestinal worm type parasites. All right, so you want to do a 6-week parasite cleanse. Now, in my experience, you don't have to do the full cleanse, hard store stuff for the entire 6 weeks. What you would do is you would cycle it in like sort of 2 weeks, in 2-week cycles. So with my clients, what we tend to do is like a 2-week hardcore parasite cleanse, then back off on some of the stuff, still include the herbs and supplements, which will keep killing within the system, but take out some of the real harsh cleansing stuff that we put in that pulls them out. We take that out, then we put it back in a couple of weeks later, then we take it out, we put it back in a couple of weeks later. All right. So some sense, but bottom line is parasites are a massive issue these days for a lot of people. Sadly, it's in the food. They're in the food. They're in the water. All right, and these are the two main ways we become infected with them. All right. Okay, I'm back. I just cut off for a second. I'm on mobile data, so it's a bit iffy. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, water and food are the two main ways we get infected with parasites. All right, and the sort of symptoms you're going to experience are going to be mostly gastrointestinal. So all types of problems in the gut, in the gut, and going to the toilet, and then also you've got your sort of lethargy, your brain fog, your poor concentration, all that sort of stuff. All right, all related to parasites. Okay, can be bacterial as well, but generally parasitic. All right. So bottom line is, if you've got any sort of illness, chronic illness or disease, think about the possibility there could be a parasitic element to it, and address that accordingly. All right. As usual, folks, that's all for now. Any questions, pop them below or shoot me a DM. And on that note, good to be back, and I look forward to bringing you some more health information. And if you've got any questions or topics that you'd like covered, pop them below or shoot them to me in a message.